It is the RIOT Podcast. Good Monday, December 19th.
Oh, guys, Monday before Christmas.
Yeah. Did everybody have a good weekend?
I think so.
Yours was good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Isaiah, good?
Pretty solid.
Any stories you guys like to share that didn't make it into the show?
I told Hudson my dogs escaped again.
That's like twice in a week.
I know. See, last week I thought like a guy was doing like a winter treatment on the grass.
Yeah.
And so I blamed it and I was like, oh, the guy never shut the gate.
Yeah.
And so my dogs got behind my house. There's like a ravine. But that's not the case. One of my other gates has like a bottom part that must have shifted like with the ground, maybe when it got cold.
Yeah.
And they found it. And so I was coming home on Saturday and I was on Facebook and it sent me an alert in our little community page. And I was like, that's my dog.
That one's mine.
That one's mine. I was like, why is Rolo? So Rolo got like maybe 20 houses down the road and Cinnamon and Sugar stayed nearby. So they came back. But it was just like, man, where are you guys at?
Sounds like you owe somebody an apology.
Rolo or the guy who I blamed it on?
Yeah, the lawn guy.
It could have been maybe he broke it when he still went in. So I'm going to leave that
You're
as
still suspicious.
as a possibility.
Yeah.
But I'm glad my dogs are back.
Yeah, we are too. Isaiah, any news?
Nothing too much. I watched the movie Avatar 2. Real exciting. Did that on Friday night. Before that, I got Hot Chicken Takeover.
Oh.
That was exciting. So went there on Friday night. Real good. Yesterday, I figured out where I went. I went to Condado's Tacos, and I had their tacos there. And you know what? I was underwhelmed.
You don't like it?
I can mark it down as not very impressed. Probably will not return.
Do you think tacos...
But I love it when he was trying to tell us that. You told us like every other place but that.
I know. I couldn't remember where I went.
Off. You're like, I went to the worst taco place and then listed every taco place in town.
You had enough slander that someone could have sued you.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know. I couldn't figure out which one it was because I couldn't remember. But it wasn't that the tacos were bad. It's just that they don't have many options. Like their menu is really small for like a Mexican place, so that you'd think they'd have more options. They didn't even have quesadillas there. That's
No
how
way.
I was
Oh, come
upset.
on.
You always need that for someone who can't handle Mexican food.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. And I looked at the menu because usually I would get like a steak or chicken quesadilla.
Did you look in the kids' menu?
If I'm being a little bit more conservative,
Yeah.
and they didn't even have it on the menu. I probably
they
could have asked for it.
Yeah, they have the ingredients.
I could have asked for it for sure, but like it's not on the menu, so I didn't want to look.
Oh, they
odd.
probably would have charged you like double the price.
Yeah, for
they
no
should.
reason.
Do you think this might be an interesting question on the show? So maybe I should save it. But like stuff that's where you expected the cheaper version to taste better. In other words, like I think a lot of times for barbecue, you don't want to go to a nice sit-down barbecue place. You want to go to something that's attached to a gas station.
Oh, like the barbecue hut.
Yeah, it's something that doesn't have a bathroom or seating.
Yeah, but
You
then
just
I'm
want to go to a window
suspicious.
and they probably have like rats crawling in there.
It
But
just
it's fine 'cause
depends
it
on the
tastes so
person.
good.
That's the thing. Like, it probably tastes better sauce-wise, but I'm afraid, what are they barbecuing?
Yeah.
Well, you don't want sauce on it if it's good.
No, I'm afraid, what meat option are we having?
Yeah.
Is it your old neighbor? Or
I mean, if it
what
tastes
is
good, it tastes good, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
I guess for me, I don't prefer the really crappy places. That's just
Yeah.
I just am not
But
as much into
I think
it.
sometimes like the taco trucks, right? Sometimes that's
Those
better.
are good, yeah.
See, they're
Man.
good, but like I would never choose. I would never go to one. I would never even give it a chance. But I'm sure it'd be good too, like real authentic. But I
No,
would
you
never
already
do
wrote it off. Don't,
I
don't
wouldn't
change
even
your
do it.
mind
I
right
wouldn't.
now.
Well, I said I
Don't try
wouldn't
to
do it.
cover yourself now.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think they're trash. I'll be honest. If you want me to slander them, I'll slander them. If you're in a taco truck,
what an
it's
opinion
trash.
to come bring on this show.
I love it. It's
I
like-
think taco trucks are terrible.
I think
That's
they're
what Isaiah
trash.
just said. He
They
said
have
they're
to be a
trash.
taco truck. That's why every food truck is escaping. They're, bad reviews and they're bad food before. But there's plenty of good trucks. But
Yeah.
if you get any food trucks now, they're so more expensive
It's actually
it's
true.
insane.
than
also.
a restaurant. Like, I don't even think of doing them anymore.
You're right about that. You're right about that. And I have a taco truck right by my, sits in the gas station right next to me.
Nice.
I bet you it's great, but it is super expensive, so I've
There.
never tried it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. We do cover Avatar in the box office. We also cover your big football stuff from the weekend.
Both kinds of football.
Yeah, both. Oh, yeah, soccer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
We also talked about how long you should
Nikki
wait.
was just stealing your job.
I know, I liked it. Honestly, I loved every second of it. Also,
Nikki, you want to be the producer?
Oh, I can do it too. It's fine.
how long should you wait after getting your year-end bonus to quit? And we also talked
Your
about
urine bonus.
your year-end bonus.
What are you for? What are you doing?
Wait, what did I say?
They want the podcast.
You just ran it like you just said it like that. It sounded like you said your urine bonus.
How long should you wait after getting your year-end bonus?
Why you doing that?
Your
year-end bonus.
Your year-end. Your year-end bonus?
There we go. That's better.
Got it. So your year-end bonus, that's... Don't tell me how to speak. I'm a professional talker. Don't tell me how to talk.
Well, we'll help you figure out if you're wanting to quit. Or I guess I don't know if we ever really come to an agreement on how long one should wait.
Yeah,
but
it's situational.
Generally.
Yeah, everybody has different situations.
You can't be sure.
Of when you get your urine bonus.
You'll know when you know. You'll know when you know.
When it's the right time. Is it the right time?
All right.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. Kevin from Disciple also joined us.
That's right.
So if you're watching this podcast, when you're done, hop to the video before. And if you are a audio podcast listener, head over to RadioU Riot on our Facebook and our YouTube channel, where you can watch Kevin from Disciple talk about new Disciple music and Winter Jam.
All right. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.
And so long.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
In Australia, Australians are being urged not to seek out sinister spinach.
What is that? Sounds like a band, like an old band.
Does it?
Like from the, would that
60s,
be 80s?
like a punk band,
Oh,
like an
60s.
early punk, like
Sinister
early
Spinach.
garage. Yeah. Sinister Spinach. They're being urged not to seek that out. And that sounds like, I think that sounds like weed, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not.
The devil's lettuce, sinister spinach, but that's not. It's similar, but that's not what it is. They've had a situation where just standard spinach that's being sold in grocery stores has been recalled because it has been reported that it's caused hallucinations and delirium.
The spinach?
Yeah, more than 130 people who ate some spinach experienced hallucinations and delirium that they believe is traced back to spinach that was grown on a farm in Victoria in Australia.
So what was the farm doing?
They think that it was some kind of nightshade, like some kind of other plant got mixed in with the spinach
that
you would normally eat.
So it's sold at fine Australian places like Woolworths, Coles, Aldi, and Costco.
Costco.
Food Standards Australia and New Zealand are coordinating a recall of the sinister spinach.
Yeah, so obviously for most people, you surprisingly get hallucinations and delirium. That's a negative. But for some Australians, they're actually reportedly seeking out
they're trying
this
to find
spinach. They're trying to get this and use that as a cheap high.
Gosh, of
and
course,
that'd be real
is what
cheap,
people
I
are
guess.
doing.
I don't think spinach costs very much.
Boy, your family's like, why are you eating so much spinach recently?
Yeah,
like, no
wow. He's really looking a little strong, actually.
Jeez.
His iron is going through the roof.
So
he must really care about that.
They're saying it could be a multitude of plants that have gotten in with the spinach to cause this. They say it can be very common for a poisonous weed of this type to get in with like potatoes or tomatoes or spinach and stuff. It just all looks the same, and it got harvested, and it can be very difficult for them to identify.
It looks the same as potatoes and spinach?
It can grow a lot in potato stuff and tomato plants too.
Okay, well this is no joke. I understand why people are seeking this out. Listen to what it can cause: delirium, confusion, hallucinations, dilated pupils, rapid heartbeats.
Gosh, sounds like a morning.
Flushed
like a normal
face.
Morning.
Blurred vision. Dry mouth, dry mouth and skin, and fever.
Why do you want
Doesn't that sound like fun?
No one wants that.
Yeah, you go. Come on, me and the buddies are getting together. We're gonna eat some spinach. We're gonna have a fever and dry mouth.
Sinister spinach.
Sinister spinach.
They did say some kids got sick too, which means they'll forever have a argument to their parents on never eating spinach again.
I think they could win that one. You don't want to eat a lot of spinach anyways, unless it's mixed in with stuff. Sometimes like in a soup or something.
Yeah, it could be good.
Stew, Italian wedding soup perhaps.
I like an omelet with some spinach.
Oh, you sneak that in there? Spinach
not
artichoke dip some people are into?
If it's going to make me sick.
No, definitely not. You don't want this. So you lay off the spinach for a little while.
Don't go find it.
This is Radio U's worst of the riot.
You could swing by the Radio U Instagram to see the Christmas cookies that we all decorated for our Riot Christmas party. That was on Thursday night.
You guys had a chance to vote over the weekend, so we'll unveil who you think won that competition.
Yeah. Which one of you guys added up all the votes?
I went based on like the Twitter poll, or not Twitter poll, but the Instagram stories poll.
Okay.
So I think, it kind of added up from that way.
And what did that say?
Well, I can't unveil it now.
What do you mean? I thought that's what we were doing.
Oh, we're doing it now?
Yeah, I was going to.
Okay, if we're ready, I did win.
How much?
It was, here, I'll pull it up. I think
probably like 95% was Nikki, and then like 4% was me, and Hudson had like 0 votes.
Yeah.
I think it was 90%.
One pity vote for me in the comments. At least.
Really?
I didn't
Must
say
be
it
your
was
number
a pity
one
vote,
fan.
but it was definitely a pity vote. Mine were a disaster, and even if I didn't ruin them with tinfoil, I still would have lost, but nevertheless,
it was still
Nikki
cute.
Dominated.
So based on our Instagram stories poll, which people were able to vote on Facebook as well, but I won with 88% of the vote. Isaiah, you had 7%.
That's pretty good.
And Hudson, you got 5% of the vote too. So not bad.
Based off of how much I should have gotten, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, you did get
should.
some.
Yeah. So did we decide what Nikki's prize is?
Oh, just the honor. It's just
That's
an honor.
it?
Yeah. Or you want to just have this be my last day of the week? No.
Wow, let's not get crazy.
I get the rest of the week off.
I was going to suggest that you do deserve a prize, and that prize is
Make more cookies.
No.
Yeah, sure.
Bring in more.
That's a good idea. I was thinking your prize is that you don't get punished for finishing last out of the 3 of us in the RadioU Fantasy League.
Now, wait. Okay, so we have the RadioU Football Fantasy League.
Yeah.
I thought the punishment would be if you were last out of the entire station. And I'm not last out of the entire station.
That is true. You're not
So
last.
I don't think you I wouldn't have had a punishment anyways.
I don't know about that.
I think so. I mean, out of the 3 of us, obviously, I think whoever comes in first should get a prize.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand why.
We never set that rule up, that it was whoever was last out of all the RadioU DJs.
So
Which would be
you really want to
ZK.
Yeah, you really want to punish ZK.
I think we should.
Oh, I don't want to. He's so nice.
Okay.
But he's in 20th out of 20.
We hardly
But
even see him. I don't think that's really
I'd rather punish him
right.
before me.
That's true.
If it's not ZK, then it's you, though.
I know, but you can't punish me for it because I'm not ZK.
Because you won the cookie contest.
Yeah, all right, fine.
All right, deal. Let's
I'll take
handshake
that
on
as
that.
it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
And besides that, you didn't even play. So
Hey, well, fair.
we're still going, right, Isaiah? I'm still.
Yeah, I'm going to win again.
Not the cookie contest,
Shocker.
but the fantasy football league.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to move on.
We've put a lot more effort into that. So it
Hey, you
feels
know what?
like-
I tried on my cookies. All right,
You
it was
did.
last minute. I don't want to be grouped up with Hudson's
You
poor
just said
effort.
it was last
I don't
minute.
want to be grouped up with Hudson's poor effort.
I
They
put
were
in a
I
good
tried.
effort. I put in a good effort. I just have very low talent for anything artistic.
Well, if you can't still vote. Like, that's over. But if you head over to RadioU Official on Instagram, you can see the cookies still. Just go back a couple of posts. And I would encourage checking out Isaiah's because he had the cutest snowman with peanut butter cup hats on.
Oh, yeah, you pump 'em up
Everybody
now.
Real
loves
cute.
that touch. They love that.
That
And what
wasn't-
can we even say about Hudson's?
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
A lot
more.
of people said a mistake must have happened.
I know. They're like, what happened to his cookies?
No, there was no mistake. That's just
That's your
just
design.
how it is.
That's all right. But
That
thanks
was-
everybody for voting.
That was just really the best I could do.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
All right, it's time for our other Monday tradition that's not football related, and that is the box office recap. Is that what we decided on calling it?
Yeah, I think that works.
I wish it was something snappier.
Listen, we have nothing else. So
Isaiah, you got anything snappier?
it is what it is.
No.
No, this is the best we can come with recap.
But this is a weekend. It doesn't happen too often where we have our correspondent.
That's right.
Where someone
We
did
do.
something?
Someone went to it.
Someone actually went and saw one of the movies we
What do
talk
you
about.
mean? We've had a good run. Nikki saw Violent Night,
And that was it.
and now
And what have you
Isaiah's-
done, Hudson? What have you been doing?
I watch all the streaming
Okay.
stuff. I do a lot of streaming. I've been keeping up on the streams. Is what I've been doing. Okay, so number one at the box office, no surprise, was the only major release of the weekend, and that is Avatar: The Way of Water, the sequel.
There really wasn't even a lot of streaming choices.
No.
Everybody was just kind of making way to see if Avatar would bring back the big box office theater weekend.
Yeah. And Isaiah, before we get into the numbers, the nitty gritty, Isaiah, you went and saw Avatar: The Way of Water.
I did.
And you liked the first
tell
one.
us what.
I did.
Yeah. So you were predisposed. Like if somebody was going to like it, probably be you. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was just really long.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's 3 hours long, which to be in a movie theater is a long time. So it was long, but at the same time, I thought it was good. It was kind of hard to follow at some points
Because it's so long.
But it was good, and it's like up my alley of like movies that I would like.
Yeah.
And so overall, I liked the movie. I mean, it wasn't as like incredibly breathtaking. I mean, as the first one, just because times have changed and the CGI, like we're used to it now, so it wasn't like blowing me away when I was in the theater. But overall, I thought it was a solid movie.
You want to give it a rating?
Out of 10.
Out of 10?
Out of 10 avatars.
I'd give it like a 7.8.
It's pretty good.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Pretty good.
7.7, 7.8.
It's hard when a movie's so long, and it depends on like who is the director or like the editor and stuff. Because a movie can be amazing even at 3 hours.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just because the one people making it can't part with anything.
Yeah.
And it feels like it just is stretched
Everything
too much.
they have to say and everything they have to
perfect.
film is so important. Yeah. So 3 hours.
That could be you, Peter
A
Jackson.
movie entirely about water. How many bathroom breaks?
I didn't use any.
You didn't go to the bathroom.
I didn't want to miss any of the action. Are you crazy?
3 hours nonstop.
Non-stop, I was locked
Action-packed.
in.
Well,
So
sometimes with certain stories too, if you go, like you'll miss the whole thing.
It
Yeah.
was pretty action-packed. Like throughout, like it was a long movie, but at the same time, there's like always something happening. There was never really like any downtime, it felt like.
I got one more question before we talk about the numbers, and that is, it's very clear there's already been other Avatar follow-up sequels that are in the works, right? So how egregious is the ending where, like, I hate when it's a movie, but then it ends and you know it's not a
just filler
satisfying
for the
ending
third
because
one.
you know it's just going to go into the next movie. Was it actually a movie ending, or is this just a prequel to another Avatar movie?
It was a movie ending, yeah.
Okay, good.
It closed off a door
Okay.
and then opened up kind of a new one.
I'm happy to hear that, I
So
guess.
for Avatar: The Way of Water, even the one guy who made it, James Cameron, said really it has to make like $2 billion for it to be a success. And I think they were a little disappointed in the North American box office for it. But the worldwide opening of The Way of Water was $435 million.
Yeah, so they're almost a quarter of the way.
They are,
there.
but here it made only $134 million.
Yeah.
So a majority of that was made internationally.
I'm sure you listened on Friday to the show when you were out. And Nikki and I predicted it would make way more money than
I
that.
know.
Really?
I picked like
You
200
guys thought it would make
something.
more money?
I thought
It's been a while for a big blockbuster.
Yeah, but like
I
nobody goes to the movie theater. Like nobody goes to movies.
I thought I was
You did.
being.
And you know how many people were in there? Like 12.
Oh, really?
And, like the people at my group made up like 8 of the 12 people
So
that were
are
in the
you
theater.
saying that like the 134 million that it made is even less impressive because it's probably because it sold so many IMAX and 3D tickets that are even more expensive, right?
Yeah, probably because there's nobody goes to the movie theater. Like that's not a thing that people do. People don't do that.
Yeah, but this is a movie event.
Yeah, but it doesn't
You've
matter.
gotta see it on the
like
big
back
screen,
in the day,
Isaiah.
when this one came
It
out
won't
back
look
in the
the
day,
same at home.
when you went to the movie theater, there was times where it sold out. I promise you. You will not have to worry about a movie selling out for a very long time. It's not going to happen
Definitely
anymore.
not Avatar.
Well, if
No.
anybody else saw it over the weekend, let us know if you liked it. You can text 877 to RadioU. So I'm sure they're excited about the international take on it, but I think locally they're a little disappointed that Avatar did not make as much as they thought it would.
I'm also seeing that even for internationally, that's on the low end of its expectations. So, but they're hoping there's like I see a lot of people galaxy braining it going, well, there's no other big movies coming out for like 2 months. So this will
they
probably
think
make
it'll
like 50 million a week for 2 months. Yeah, sure it will.
We'll see. Actually, yeah, we're more curious to see the drop after
Right.
Christmas.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. All right. Well, Avatar: The Way of Water in theaters now.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
You guys have successfully avoided basically the entire World Cup, right? You guys didn't watch a second, did you?
No, I watched plenty of clips. And
Does that count?
It does.
counts,
It
yeah.
does.
Okay.
And man, TikTok had this little bug.
I know. It wouldn't leave me alone.
Oh, you just have to click out of it. But
I was like, why does every video, this has nothing to do with the World Cup. Why do they have that little sticker on there?
well, if you clicked on it, it would send you to the stuff. So I watched plenty of clips that way.
So the little sticker worked on you.
No, it's just also my For You page had some.
Well, it knows what you want. What about you, Isaiah? Did you watch any World Cup?
I watched the final.
You did?
The finale.
Yes.
But I didn't watch the whole thing because it's so long.
Yeah,
I watched
it
like
was
the
long.
last 15 minutes.
So
No,
wait.
So
how
the
is
good
it?
stuff.
You sat
Yeah.
during Avatar, so
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say I forgot, kind of, that the World Cup final was happening on Sunday
It
morning.
was so early.
It was very early, and so then I got a little alert on my phone that Argentina was up 2-0, and I was like, oh, I don't even need to watch.
Big
but
mistake.
I was wrong because then I got an alert that France had tied it up. Apparently 2 goals in 1 minute.
oh gosh.
Which that's as exciting as, that's as many goals as soccer ever gets in
It's
1
exciting, but I feel like if you're not the exciting team, that can shake the other one.
minute.
Yeah, big time.
So from that point on, that was in the 81st minute, France tied it up. And that was when I hopped on and I said, I got to see what's happening here. And
A little early. You hopped on a little early.
I was a little early.
I think so.
When did you hop on? Not till extra time?
To 110. And you know what? I saw the 2 goals that made it 3-3.
Yeah, I guess you
That's all
saw
you need to
as much
do.
excitement as you needed too. But you're not a soccer fan.
No.
You obviously.
But I was on my feet.
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting.
Wasn't it a penalty kick or something?
Yeah,
at
there
the
was
end?
there
It
were
went to
penalty
penalty kicks.
Yep, it was pretty nuts.
And there was even in that last, what is that? 110. That means there was 10, 15 minutes after that.
yeah, they
before
ended the
penalty
game at
kicks.
120, then again at 123.
And then if you're not a soccer fan, get ready to hear it explained this way. For Argentina, there's the one old soccer player guy who's like the best ever, but never has won a World Cup, and then he finally got to win the World Cup.
Yeah, that's all anybody wants to talk about is I don't even know if it's Lionel. It's Messi.
Yeah.
Who of course plays for.
Argentina.
No, that's not the only.
Sure.
He also plays for.
Yeah.
Help me out here, guys.
I don't know.
Nobody knows?
Yeah.
Why are you
Some
looking
team
at
in
us?
Europe.
Why would you not?
Why would you bring that up? Why, if you didn't know?
I think he
you thought we
plays
would
for
know? You thought we would know.
For Brussels or real Kansas City or something
Either
like
way.
that. Or,
I don't care about whatever his other
Sporting
team is.
Lisbon or something like that.
Whatever his other team is that nobody
Voorthaven,
knows.
something in Europe, and so he's won everything there is to win except a World Cup. And so that was everybody's on the edge of their seat. Is he going to finally add this to his mantle, the most important trophy of all?
Because they said he probably could never do that again.
Yeah, he's getting up there in years. And meanwhile, on France, they have the guy who may be the other best player. Mbappe, who
I love
just
his name.
An
Great
amazing haircut, too. Do you see his hair?
Yeah, his hair's solid.
His hair is awesome. And he is just, he was amazing. I don't know anything about soccer.
He had a hat trick. It was the first time ever in a World Cup game someone got a hat trick. 3 goals.
Hat trick, and he did something I really appreciate. He scored on penalty kicks.
Ooh.
Which is something that every soccer player should do.
Sounds like you're interested.
Whoa!
I just, I don't know. Okay, so an amazing game, and the problem is in soccer it all comes down to penalty kicks, which is just the dumbest thing in the history.
But they explained, though, the commentators even said, because they knew people were going to say this, they said, they were like, this takes way more skill than you think. This isn't just a coin toss. This is actually a skillful thing. And so even before they started the penalty kicks, you could tell the commentators, because they know a bunch of people are watching, they don't ever watch soccer, are like, this isn't a coin toss, just to end the game. They were like, it's a skillful thing.
I like that they have to explain that.
Yeah, they have to.
When you're watching football, nobody has to explain. It's hard to throw and catch the ball.
I know, but they know a lot of new fans.
People are going to go online, and just be like, that really ended on a flip of a coin.
Well, I don't even, it's not the same as the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, and they scored in extra time, and again, that doesn't end the game, which doesn't make any sense. Anyways, it was exciting. Congratulations to Argentina. France deserved to lose because they couldn't, they kicked the ball. How do you miss the net?
Well, it just happens.
It's a big net.
Just happens.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a big net. You're just standing there. All you need to do is at least kick it at the net. The goalie's not going to stop you, and they still messed up.
That shows how hard it is.
World Cup is over, right? We're done.
World Cup is over.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about soccer again in 4 years.
We'll see you then, guys.
Yeah.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Okay, I've got a great question here. This is basically, I guess it's the New York Post. They have Go To Greg, which is like Dear Abby or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like when you go for advice.
Yeah.
And someone asked Go To Greg. They
thought they really came up with something with that,
yeah.
by the way.
They asked, I'm about to get my year-end bonus. Everybody's about to get their, some people call it a Christmas bonus. Some people just say it's a year-end bonus. You're about to get your bonus. And as soon as they get their bonus, like they're waiting to get their bonus before they quit their job, they're going to move on. And so the person is asking, how long do you have to wait after you get your bonus at the end of the year before you're like okay to quit?
That's a good question.
And what is the answer?
Well, I think it's kind of feels more like, if you break up with someone, like how far after the holidays should you let it go? Because you don't want to break up with someone now.
On their birthday.
Yeah, or you're going to get too close to Valentine's Day. So like for your job, you don't want to, let it, go too long, too early.
What do you think? So I don't know what your answer is.
I don't have an answer.
Oh, I've got an answer.
Do you?
I think that you need to wait 2 weeks.
2 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
So like in January, 2 weeks?
I think around January 14th or so.
Okay.
I think
Martin
you're
Luther
solid
King
to go.
Jr. Day.
Even 1 week. I think as long as you get through that first week. You don't want to do the initial first week because everyone's still like getting back into the hang of things after the holidays. Everybody's upset that, the new year's already started and you're going to be working for a while. I think the new year, about a weekend, you're good to go.
But then you could also blame it on like you came up with some resolutions. You're trying to create a new thing, and it's not your business. It's like it's not the company. It's you, and you're trying for something else.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to make them too mad. Because then if you need their
you might need the reference. Yeah. If you want that going forward in your career, I think it depends. I think, which is the answer to everything, but I think it depends. I think that, like, if you've made up your mind, you're out of there, and you've just been waiting it out to get, like, that holiday bonus, and then you're fine, like, whatever happens after that point, just go ahead. Do it, like, day after. Go ahead.
You think January 1st?
No, I mean, if you got your bonus, like, this past weekend or something.
You're out.
Yeah, quit today.
Well,
go ahead if you want to. That's up to you.
Bold move.
Well, you said it's like
the day after seems kind of like spiteful.
That's a bit much.
Yeah,
You've been waiting.
The company. Here's the important thing about the company you have to remember: it doesn't have feelings. It's not gonna, and they wouldn't have feelings if they were firing you. So you're able to get out of there.
And it depends because some companies, like we're saying, do you give 2 weeks?
I would. If you're giving 2 weeks, definitely.
But then some companies, you're hurting their feelings so much that they're just going to let you go right then and there.
Well, that sounds great, doesn't
it? And then
it?
they're going to just take back your Christmas
You're going to leave
gift.
anyways. You're going to leave anyways.
Do you think you risk getting the Christmas bonus revoked?
What are they going to stop the check?
They could just take it back.
If you have to actually, once you have it in your account, then you're good to go.
Okay, no, wait. Opinion. Okay, here's my last thought on this. Maybe you should wait till your last paycheck clears or deposits into your account. Because what if they then decided to take your bonus out of your check?
Yeah. They could do that too.
I don't know. That'd be pretty egregious.
Even though your Christmas stuff is supposed to be reflective of your year before.
If you're suspicious of your company doing that to you, that's all the more reason to quit ASAP.
Yeah, but you don't want to leave before you can get all the money you want out of them.
That's
for
true.
Sure you want to stick it out. What's one more week? Let me tell you this, nobody's working worth anything right now anyway.
That's true.
Like, what are you doing between January 25th and the new year?
Yeah, you're
absolutely
right.
Nothing, and your boss expects you to do absolutely
you're
nothing.
You're coming in some of that.
Well, I'm working some of those days. I'll be here. I'll be in the building.
No, but you're right. I mean, I'm not saying you have to quit right after, but you're right. You're not going to get any work done anyways. You can totally phone it in those weeks, especially if you're like working from home or something. Give it a few days.
Working from home.
Give it a few days until into the new year. But if you have a good, compelling reason that you don't want to be obligated to, maybe you want to take a Christmas vacation and you don't have enough vacation days.
Just in then?
You were just holding out for that bonus. Go ahead and quit. Although if that's the case, you probably already had this planned out anyway. So
there's a lot. I mean, it just depends on everybody's situation.
I'm just saying, don't worry about the company because they aren't worried about you. Generally, it's the Devil Wears Prada.
Generally.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.